All right, so we made a button that changes state a little bit. Let's make another one that changes state. We'll just have it add another acrobat. So let's make a method that does that for us. And from now on, we're just going to write all our methods like that, except for things like the constructor. And we need to change this. So ultimately, we're going to have to say this.setState, pass in acrobats, and pass it in a whole new array, actually. So that means if we just want to add one to it, we need a copy of the original array that we push the thing onto. We can't just say this.state.acrobats.push. We can't do that. We need to make a new array and replace it using this.setState. So what I'll do is I'll make a new array in a variable called acrobats. Do whatever it is I need to do to its data, and then pass that in to this.setState. Thing is, I want this to start as a copy. And we know, even if I just put const acrobats equals this.state.acrobats, I won't be dealing with a copy, will I? I'll be dealing with the original because they're always assigned by reference in JavaScript. I never get a copy. I always get the same thing. Now, someone asked about this last week, and I very quickly answered it, saying we'd use it again this week. I honestly don't remember if it was in this class of the afternoon. Anybody remember that? Yeah, what was it, Charlene? Do you just remember that we did it? Okay, not what it was. Yeah. So here's the trick. In ES6, there's a new operator called spread. It's an ellipsis. So call spread on an array, and what it does is it breaks that array out into each piece of the array. You can use this in several ways, but you could use it, for example, to pass each item as an array as an argument to a function. It'll do that. It'll break them apart, break the array apart into its constituent pieces. Or you could break it apart inside a new array literal, inside square brackets, and you end up with a copy of the array. So that's what we've got here. Easy way to make a copy of an array. Just put an ellipsis, the spread operator, in front of the old array, put the whole thing inside square brackets, and you have a copy. Yeah. Well, on its own, it just breaks an array out into its individual items. But if you put it inside brackets, then you've got those individual items inside a brand new array. Kind of, but not necessarily into strings like split does. But yeah, kind of the same idea. Yeah, it just breaks the array up. But if we do that inside a new array, we end up with a copy of the original array. And this works on objects too. It was originally a feature for arrays, but it works on objects too. And that's worked in Chrome for a while. But now they did just, I believe on Friday, it was either Thursday or Friday, announced ECMAScript 2018 was finalized. And the object version is now officially a final part of ECMAScript. But it's worked for a while, so we've been using it. Cool. So now I've got a copy of Acrobats. I should be able to just push something new on there. Yep. And each Acrobat is an object, right? KUMI, is that right? Yeah. And what's your feat of daring do? Ride motorcycles with a bear on the back or something. We got to make this a little more circusy. With bears. Maybe the bears are standing on each other's shoulders on the back of a motorcycle. Through a ring of fire. Oh, yeah. The ring of fire inside a metal sphere with bears on the back. That's pretty impressive. Does it work? Here's our button. On click equals this dot add acrobat. Ah, darn. We screwed something up. It was called add acrobat. There we go. Acrobats is now a copy of this state.acrobats. That'll do it. And there it is. It just shows up. Push it onto the array, and the UI just updates. And nowhere did we say, okay, grab the UL from the page. Now create a brand new LI from scratch. Change its text content to be this thing, making sure to put this variable in here. And then go ahead and add that brand new LI to the UL and redraw the UL on the page. We didn't have to say all that, right? We just worry about our data now. We tell it one time what the UI should be, and then we just change our data and the UI updates itself. And it's quite a bit easier. This is actually not that far from doing everything that the old app did last week. Yeah. Instead of hard coding all this. Not that bad. It's a tiny bit more work. So I'm not going to do it just yet, but we're going to do it in the project that we're about to start. If that's all right. Because I just don't want to. It's a lot of new information. Basically, you need to add something to state that you keep in sync with the input. And then, like when you actually submit the form, do something with that. But you actually have something in state that is kept in sync with the input at all times, not just after you submit. Yep. We good? Cool.